Let's move on to the next topic. And Maverick, you're going to start us off this time. The statement I'm presenting to you is that Jordan Reed was a smart signing by the 49ers.
Well, I mean, as long as Kittle doesn't have a contract for future seasons, it's always good to bring in guys that can compete and maybe, I mean, not that Jordan Reed would ever be what George Kittle is, but put some pressure on him and keep guys in the room. And especially as we've been talking about the last couple of weeks with COVID-19, that you need as many guys. You changed your mind on the 3 quarterbacks just for that, just having a guy that can step in and provide capable snaps at tight end as long as he's healthy. But then again, if he's hurt, just cut him. It's not like it's that big of a deal.
Sure. Nick?
Yep. Have the numbers on Reed's contract come out yet? I know it was incentive based, but
I haven't seen
it. Very minimum.
Yeah.
I just assume it's base minimum.
Yeah. So like there's not really, you can't call it a bad signing because what's it going to hurt the team the most? You know, the best kid, it's one of those just low risk, high reward signings where if he reverts to his old form, great. That's a great pass catching number 2 tight end, something that the team didn't have last year. And then at the worst, you cut him and there's minimal loss. So I have no problem with the signing. I agree that it's a good signing.
I'm definitely going to agree with that too, especially since I said that they actually needed Jordan Reed, and not so much specifically that type of player, but a tight end too. And the fact that they wanted that's been a goal since February and March just speaks volumes. I would lean towards more Delaney Walker when we last talked about it, mainly because of like Reed's concussion syndrome. Because, you know, a little bit every time Reed's going to take a hit, we're all going to stand up and be like, is he okay? Is he all right? It's going to be so much paranoia with this guy. But assuming he is healthy, and I think he will have more of a better chance because now he's not going to be getting that demand to be a starter, getting that demand to garner that attention because there's going to be Kittle. There's going to be a ton of other weapons that people are going to have to key in on versus Reed. Everyone would just already be ready to hit him because they knew where the ball was going. So I think that's fantastic signing. Now it's just going to be so much amazing creativity from Shanahan, whether it's 22 personnel or 13, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of options on the table for him.
Well, yeah, it was a great signing. He's obviously not going to get a crazy amount of snap counts, so that's going to help him actually to play through a full 16-game season. And this automatically, not saying it didn't before, but it gives the 49ers the best 22 personnel in the NFL. So now you have the best tight end, best fullback. Mostert had the most yards per carry than any other running back last season. And now you have arguably the second best tight end too in the NFL behind Dallas Goedert. So hands down, best 22 personnel in the NFL. Great signing.
Okay. I can't really disagree with any of you guys. I mean, it's low risk, it's high reward. He's a hell of a player when he's healthy. The only thing I would say is, for taking a step back, we can look closely at his strengths and weaknesses. He's a hell of a receiver. Theoretically, he's going to make 22 personnel better, but is it ever a good signing to sign someone who's had 7 concussions? That's a lot of concussions.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I think after 7, you should retire in any sport, boxing, soccer, basketball. I think the fact that he didn't play last year, the fact that there's a reason no one signed Jordan Reed, and he's a former Pro Bowler. I mean, the Seahawks could have used him. They brought in Greg Olson, who's 77 years old, instead of Jordan Reed. I don't know. I mean, I'm with Jose on that one. If I were them, I would have probably signed Delaney Walker instead, even though Delaney Walker is 36 and hasn't played much the last 2 years, just because I think the ankle injury is more, I don't know, you can deal with that better than 7 concussions.
Yeah.
So that's just the only thing I'm legitimately worried about Jordan Reed. It's like watching a boxer who's been knocked out 7 or 8 times, like,
and the rest
face
not calling
down
it
on the campus, counted to 10. It's like, do I need to see you box again, man? I don't really want to. Like, are you guys excited to watch Roy Jones Jr.? And Roy Jones Jr. is 50 years old, but he's had some. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying, man? If let's say it this way, let's say that he makes the team. The Niners cut Ross Dwelly. He gets an 8th concussion week 2. He gets to go on IR, and now the hope of Jordan Reed costs you a young number 2 tight end. That's the way that this could be a bad signing. So as long as they keep it in perspective, it should be fine. It's just I hope he doesn't get hurt. I don't want to watch that.
Do you think there's a possibility they cut Dwelly?
Yeah, there's a possibility they cut Dwelly. Now, I don't think – now, if we're right that they're planning on doing a lot of 22 personnel, you need 4 tight ends. Because if that's your base offense and you only have 3 and you lose 1, then you're in a position where you may not be able to even use that personnel grouping. You use 2, now you definitely can't use it. So I think Dwelly should be okay, but he's going to have to beat out people who were probably second round pick. He's going to have to beat out Dante Pettis. It's better than Dante Pettis. But this roster politics there.
So if 4 wide receivers make the roster, that cuts away a spot from a wide receiver, right? So instead we were speculating once Debo went down, maybe 7 wide receivers make the team, maybe that number goes down to 6. So